My mother stared straight at me across the dining table. Her voice was calm, but her eyes were sharp enough to cut glass. Don't come back here, Mia. You're not invited anymore. Not to dinners, not to holidays, not to anything. You're done. I blinked. Because I spoke the truth? Because you embarrassed this family, she said, and you don't get second chances. My father looked away. My older brother smirked. My grandmother sighed like she'd seen this all before. I'm Mia, and I'm 35 years old. Here's what you need to know about me. I'm a chef, not the kind that ends up on TV or wins Michelin stars, but the kind that's built a career quietly, behind the scenes. I've worked in kitchens since I was 17. I started as a dishwasher, then line cook, then head chef. 15 years of heat, noise, and endless nights, all because I believed food could bring people together. The irony? My own family never shared a single meal without turning it into a battlefield. I'm the middle child, the peacemaker who always failed, the one accused of being too emotional when I defended myself, too ambitious when I dreamed bigger, and too sensitive when I didn't laugh at their jokes about me. For years, I thought if I just achieved more, earned more, impressed them more, maybe I'd finally belong. But that night proved something else entirely. A few months later, I got an email from a food journalist who'd found my Instagram posts documenting the build. She wanted to feature the hearth in an article about women redefining hospitality. When the story came out, it exploded. Suddenly, I had influencers visiting, corporate clients booking private events, and food critics writing things like, "A warm, defiant heart beats inside this restaurant, and her name is Mia." The reservation list filled for 3 months straight. And then the phone rang. It was my mother. I hadn't heard her voice in almost a year. "Mia," she said, her tone cautious, "your restaurant was in the paper. Congratulations." "Thank you," I said. "Your father and I were wondering," she hesitated, "would it be possible to get a table for your father's birthday? Just family." I took a long breath. "You told me I wasn't invited anymore, remember?" "That was said in anger," she said quickly. "You know we didn't mean it." I paused. "For 35 years, Mom, you've treated your anger as truth. You've used it to control me. I believed it for too long." "Mia, please," she said softly. "We just want to celebrate together." I smiled. "Of course. You can make a reservation online like everyone else." There was a long silence. "You're charging your own family?" "Yes," I said. "And they'll be treated exactly like every other guest, with warmth, but with boundaries." The night they came in, the hearth was packed. Cameras flashed as a lifestyle blogger filmed the ambiance. The open kitchen glowed under soft golden light. I stepped out from behind the counter in my chef's coat. My staff clapped as I passed. My mother's eyes were wide. "This is incredible." My father looked around, speechless. "You did all of this?" "Yes," I said simply. "I built it after you told me not to come back." They both fell silent. My mother reached out to touch my hand. "We're proud of you." I met her gaze. "Thank you. I'm proud of me too." For the first time, I meant it. A year later, the Hearth was named Restaurant of the Year by a major food publication. I expanded to 2 more cities. Investors approached me for a global collaboration project. And my family? They attended my next grand opening, not as family, but as paying guests. They smiled for photos, they congratulated me publicly, and for the first time, they treated me with respect. But here's what I realized. I didn't need their approval anymore. Their rejection had given me the gift of freedom. My mom once said, "You'll never be invited again." At that time, those words felt final, like a door slamming shut that would never open again. I thought it meant I'd lost everything. Family dinners, holidays, laughter, belonging. But over time, I realized what she'd really done was set me free. She was right. I was never invited back into their world, and that turned out to be the best thing that ever happened to me. Because I built one of my own, from the ground up. A world where kindness replaced competition, where honesty wasn't punished, and where I didn't have to shrink to fit someone else's comfort. I stopped begging for a seat at their table and built a new one, sturdy, wide, and welcoming. The people who sit there now are the ones who see me for who I am, not who they wish I'd be. And now they're the ones asking for an invitation. They peek through the windows of the life I built, wondering how I did it, how I moved on without them. The truth is, I didn't just move on. I grew roots somewhere else. I stopped chasing approval and started creating peace. If your family ever told you you'd never belong, hear me. You don't need their table. You are not unworthy because they failed to understand you. You are not broken because they turned you away. Sometimes rejection is just redirection, the universe pointing you back to yourself. So build your own table. Make it beautiful enough that those who doubted you will wish they hadn't. Make it strong enough that you never need to ask for a seat again.